Hello, my most amazing art students. Today we're going to talk about this painting that you see in pop culture everywhere. Lots of references to it. Lots of cartoons reference it. Even Kevin from Home Alone, when he slaps his cheeks, that's a reference to it when he's putting on the aftershave. So we see this image pops up a lot in our in pop culture and things around us all the time. So let's discuss a little bit about this painting. It's really quite an interesting take. This particular version of the Scream, because Edvard Munch did paint and do 5 different versions of this. I believe this is the one that is waxed crayon tempera paint, like oil. It's oil pastels, kind of like a waxed crayon, tempera paint, and pastels on cardboard. So it's pretty. Let's see. I want to say, I don't know what the word is. It's not on canvas, so it can be damaged by water pretty easily because it's on cardboard. So, that being said, this painting was done by a man whose name was Edvard, like Edward, but with a V, Edvard Munch, in the year 1893, right before the turn of the century. You can see this painting in Norway, if you ever go there, in Oslo, in the National Gallery there. What's going on in this painting, right? I kind of wrote a little background on it in our lesson, but what was happening is that Edvard was walking over a fjord, which is water coming in from the ocean that's made by it's an inlet that's fed by a glacier. I shouldn't say the ocean, but the fjord is fed by a glacier, so it's glacier water that's melted there. And they're walking on a bridge, he and his 2 friends, and he said that he looked up and that the sky turned blood red, and he felt like it was nature screaming. I'm going to read this from he said he was walking along the road with 2 friends. The sun was setting. Suddenly the sky turned blood red. I paused, feeling exhausted, and leaned on the fence. There was blood and tongues of fire above the blue-black fjord and the city. My friends walked on, and I stood there trembling with anxiety, and I sensed an infinite scream passing through nature. Now, some people think that the sky was turning red because there was a volcanic eruption near that time, but that was a decade before. So that claim that the sky turned blood red because of volcano erupting, Krakatoa, has proven to be kind of false, because that happened months, a decade before he painted the Scream. Like 10 years before Munch actually painted the Scream was when that volcano erupted. What other people seem to think is it could have been the sun setting, but that he was quite sad. His sister had just been admitted into an asylum for those that were suffering mental illnesses, and he was just feeling really downtrodden and sad about that, and the feeling of that, his feeling, kind of just connected him to nature, and that's why he painted this painting. Now, does this painting make you feel happy to look at? Does it look like a happy scene? The colors that he used in this, and the image of the face, doesn't really evoke and make you feel happy. This red color is really dark, like it's a deep red mixed with these darker colors, and it just seems very depressing, honestly. Kind of like a very or scary, maybe even, is another way to put it. Frightening, disturbing. This man seems tortured, horrified, or possibly like he's going crazy. Like I said in my lesson, kind of like we might all be feeling during these difficult times in our country right now. Like, things are really hard, and Maybe you feel like that on a daily basis when you're in school too, like when you're just stressed out, you know, this is the look that you could have. What would you guys call this painting? What would you title it? Right? I don't know what I would title it. I don't know, Fire in the Sky or something. It's quite dramatic, that sky. Does knowing the title, he actually didn't title it The Scream. That's just what people call it. I think he called it like Nature's Scream or something like that. The Scream of Nature. But knowing the title of The Scream, does it change the way that you view this painting? Do you feel like sound might be coming out of this character in the front? What would that sound like? Why do you think that this person is screaming? What kinds of colors and lines did the artist use, right? He used really deep hues, dark hues with lots of black in the tones with some highlights in there. He used thick lines too. We see these really thick pastel lines, oil, wax crayon lines, and paint lines. Thick lines swirling around the figure, seeming to overwhelm him. It seems oppressive, like it's kind of coming down on him, you know. He seems confused or fearful. So this painting is iconic, means that it's something that many people know about, right? And actually, two of the versions have been stolen over the years. And I think the last time was in 2004, I want to say. So, and one of the versions sold at auction for, I think, $120 million. So even if you think that this painting is ugly, it still has value to those that say art has value. So interesting things about The Scream by Edvard Munch. Thanks for joining me today. Next week, we'll be moving on to another piece of art. Please color the page that I've provided with any colors that you want and upload it. I can't wait to see it. Talk to you later.